Ask, tell, confess.
Ask, tell, confess. Ask, tell, confess.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Ask, tell, confess.
I love that one.
That was like my version of a country music song.
I love that one. My new favorite.
It was good, right? I'm actually really proud of myself. I came up with it literally lickety split right on the spot.
Oh, lickety split. All right.
Lickety split, baby.
This is what you sound like right now. Do you see this?
Yep. I swear. That's what I feel like my teeth are. That's what I feel like my teeth are like. I swear.
Oh, that is
Mimi,
so funny.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Mimi, are you ever going to go back to your old hair? You look gorgeous with the split dyed platinum and black hair with no bangs. I can't stand the Friar Tuck bangs.
She hates my bangs,
I
guys.
hate them. She has such a beautiful face, and I feel like the bangs take away from that.
No, I'm going to keep them for life just because you hate them. The other day, I like freshly trimmed, and you guys, I will give you a little secret of how I cut my bangs
With
trimmers.
Yeah,
I take
men's
my
trimmers.
husband's trimmers, I comb them down, and I just go right across. So when I say they are crisp, they are straight. Well, I cut them
crisp, fresh. It's exactly how they are. I'm that friend with ADD.
I say that in my head anytime I hear the word crisp
or fresh.
After
After that TikTok, yeah.
It's just not even the TikTok. It's literally your version
But I
of
stole it from that guy. He did it. It's
God,
so good.
it's so funny. But
No.
I show up to this like video shoot, and it must have taken Haley off guard because she just looks at me. She goes, "Holy, your bangs are straight."
Yeah, I always know when you give it a little fresh.
Yeah,
nod.
Jason too. He's like, "Damn, those are straight." You know. He just- No, the baby bangs. Listen, I don't love my face shape without bangs. That's just a personal preference of mine because I have a very like oval, and then if my moon face is swollen up, it makes me feel very round. This
You
just
have a
personal.
heart-shaped face.
Not really.
Yeah, you do. Your little
I just got a
jawline's
little
coming in now because you're losing
dude,
weight.
my jawline
Yeah.
just showed up
Yeah.
out of nowhere. And
Yeah.
I very much noticed it on the CMAs, like the little clips that people were posting of me in the
Yeah.
background. I was like,
Yeah.
there it is. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. I really love my bangs. I feel like they're my personality. My split dye too. I know a lot of people are just over it. I'm not. So
What color are you going to do next?
I don't know. I'm really
I don't
loving
love the
orange.
orange.
I
I don't.
love it. I don't love it.
I
Yeah.
feel like this one is like, and the reason why, I feel like I'm just bashing on your hair right now. I feel like the blue was so luxurious and like luscious. And
if
feel
I
like,
was to change, it would be blue.
I feel like the green was pretty too, but I would love to see purple. The orange to me it washes out so fast.
I don't love purple on my skin. That's only because I haven't been taking care of my hair.
Yeah.
I'm like hot showers scrubbing my orange
Oh,
out, and she's like,
gotcha,
"Will
gotcha.
you stop?" Like
Yeah.
my other colors, I'm like cold water, not
Yeah.
wash it as much. I'm just clarifying shampoos.
yeah.
Like I'm like, I'll just color it again. But I've done purple.
Did you?
At one point, I did purple with some blues, and there's just something about purple I do not like on my skin tone.
Really?
The only thing is, I think is because I have a little bit of yellow in my skin, like the tiniest bit, and when I add that purple, it just cancels it out. So
Are
I
we
just
thinking like a
feel-
deep purple?
It
or
was, yeah,
bright
and I
deep
let it fade
purple?
through to all the purple. So I
Yeah.
started with deep. I always start with deeper tones than what I want because I want to live through the color.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it. My favorite color, yes, is blue.
Yeah.
Blue on my hair, and I start very dark blue,
Love
and
the
I
blue
let
on
it
you.
fade through.
Oh,
It's
so
one
pretty.
of my favorite colors. So if I was to change my orange, like the next color, I probably would choose blue.
Yeah, it blew
That
on
would
you.
be
It was-
what I would
I
end up
remember it
going.
was so pretty.
Yeah, because I think when
But I don't hate your hair. I love your
it's-
hair.
yeah,
but
it's
I mean,
fine.
it just sounds like I'm just like,
My
yeah, I
co-
would really
my
like
whole
to.
comment section hates my hair. Okay, like Let's get that straight.
I know, but it's your hair, so it doesn't matter what
and
anybody
that's
fucking
why
thinks.
I don't change it for
Yeah.
comments or like people's opinions. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, this is what makes me feel pretty, so
Yeah.
this is what I do. I for so long lived for other people that there's nothing right now that could make me change my appearance for someone else.
Amen, sister.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're next.
Oh.
You're up. You're up, buddy.
So this one, I had to screenshot this one. Because I don't think I would know what to do in this situation. And it made me think about it for later. Like, it freaked me out. So, this is a tell, and it's okay. A few years ago, she went to a friend's Halloween party, and she got trashed by 10 o'clock and started drunk texting her former coworker. They had started having sexual tension and had a few texts back and forth, nothing more, but being drunk and horny, she decided to invite him over. They partied for a bit, then she decided to go home with him. She stumbled into his apartment and went straight to his bed. Eventually, we both passed out. I wake, and I'm guessing they probably, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I eventually, they both passed. I stumbled into.
What the
For wondering, that's Chachi finding his spot.
bro? He just literally. This is the most he's ever moved around, and I want to
Ever.
slap his behind, dude.
They both pass out. They wake. Now, this girl wakes up at 5 a.m. in a panic because she began to itch all over her body. She grabbed her phone, turns on her flashlight, and looks down to see an army of bed bugs covering the bed and her body.
Oh, that happened to me.
She
Oh, go ahead. I got the picture of my phone.
jumps out of the bed. Dude is still passed out. She calls her friend, waits for her to answer, and tells her what's going on and to get her ASAP. The friend doesn't show up for 30 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
All while in the bathroom freaking out. I walk out to the car in fishnets, ripped up, her sexy cop costume
No.
from the night before. She brought her a change of clothes. She stripped down right there in the parking lot, never spoke to the guy again, and never told him why. I felt like he should have known because his bed was covered in bugs. So she said, oh, and a few weeks later, I found out he gave me chlamydia.
Oh, damn. Dude was dirty just all around.
That is disgusting.
Bro. Yeah.
All right. Let me know about your bed bugs.
Girl, I feel you on this because I was dating this cute little, like, I call him my cabana boy, the one that looked like MGK and had the of like a baby arm. And so cute. And he lived in a really nice house, dude. Like, had a nice house, whatever. His bed was not on the floor. It was a nice bed. Like, the dude, like, worked and took care of himself. If the slots are spinning, you could be winning. Head over to DraftKings Casino and play the classics you know and love. Or try something new with DraftKings exclusive games. Plus, new players that give DraftKings Casino a spin can get 200 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code BUNNIE, BUNNIE, and wager a minimum of $5 buckaroonies to receive 200 casino spins on a featured game. Only on DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and up. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured games only and expire in 168 hours. See terms of casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. And he like showered and was very clean all the time. We had been hooking up for months, so this had never happened, but it was like off and on. And so I go over to his house one night, and I rarely ever stayed the night at his house. That's not my thing. I have my own place, you know? And the next day I wake up, I go home, and my entire back is on fire. I'm talking like so bad. It was terrible. I look in the mirror. I have the picture on my phone still. I look in the mirror, take a picture. I have welts up and down my back of just being bit by bed bugs, dude. I literally had a entire brand new bed delivered to his house the next day.
Do you think you're allergic to bed bugs?
Maybe.
Aren't they supposed to be just little bites?
It was welts. I can find this picture for you. I'll find it for you when we get off of here. It was so bad. It looked like hives almost all over my back.
Oh my gosh.
It was so bad.
I hear that people can bring them home from like hotels and stuff. So it's
you
like
can bring them home from hotels. You could, if you're moving or like anything. It's not just a dirty thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this case, this dude sounded like a dirt ball. I mean, if he's got chlamydia too.
Yeah.
Gross.
Could you imagine having bed bug bites and chlamydia?
No, that's just terrible.
Poor girl.
Dude. I mean, and that was her not hall pass, but her work crush.
Yeah.
Like, damn, dude.
That sucks.
I mean, I want to know how they interacted with each other at work. Did you just ignore each other and never talk to each other again?
Yeah. Like just
poor dude probably thinks he has like a little wiener or something. She probably gave him like a complex. Like, was the at least worth it though? But yeah, no, the bed bug things is. That was the only that was the only situation I've ever had with bed bugs.
I had one, but it wasn't with me. I went to a wedding in Gatlinburg, and the bride and groom's room ended up being infested with bed bugs.
Oh, no.
And they came in and like, because it can get on literally anything. Her wedding dress was in there. His clothes were in there. The baby's pack and play was in there. All this stuff, right? So they had to do one of those like bombs, like the smoke bombs.
Yes.
Bro, when they got their clothes out, all of their clothes had like oil spots. Her wedding dress, his outfit, all the kids' clothes, everything was covered in these like oil specks.
Oh no.
Yeah. It was crazy. I mean,
dude,
that but yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Her. You deserved it.
She's
no, I don't even know what happened, but you deserved it.
She decided I'm going to put her on blast. We might not keep this. But she decided to tell me that I only didn't like her because she could have kids and I could not while I was in the middle of my infertility. So you.
No. That's never cool, man.
That you never throw someone's infertility in their face.
Something like that about
her.
People who are dealing with infertility or can't have babies. I hate that.
Oh, bro, I literally that was one of the worst things you could have said to someone.
It's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ended up,
doing a
having
lot with
her
her
kids
life.
all taken away.
Oh, so. Okay. Well, the bed bugs was a pre-warning for how her life was about to turn out. Jesus. Moving on. I recently joined your Patreon and went straight for top tier as I'm an all or nothing person, obsessive personality maybe. My question is, how in the world do you maintain all of these social media platforms and things you are involved in doing? I'm sitting here a month in and thinking, damn, this is a lot. Also, what's the Utah timeline look like? B. Lawson, I love that. I love this because I try to tell everybody how much content we have on Patreon, and I don't think people realize.
No.
Like, whenever I do start putting on YouTube, I have years worth of shit that I can put on YouTube, dude. And Patreon is a testament of how hard we work. Like, you guys don't really get to see it unless you're on our Patreon. There is so much shit on there. It is crazy, dude. Like, I mean, we're talking back to like 2020, right?
2020, yeah.
Yeah, 2020. So like 5 years, going on 5 years.
That's
of
crazy.
Content. Crazy. So we started Patreon the same year that I started my OnlyFans.
Yeah, at the end of the year. So you started OnlyFans in the beginning of the year, and then we started Patreon at the end of the year.
Yeah, so let's clarify to everybody really quick. Everybody's like, oh my God, you were in the sex industry. You just retired a year ago. No, I retired from the sex industry 5 years ago. I have not had a sugar daddy in 5 years or a client in 5 years. And I started my OnlyFans in 2020, which only lasted 2 years. I only had my OnlyFans for 2 years, and I retired from sex work online in 2020.
Yes.
So just so everybody,
no, not 2020.
Huh?
2022.
2022. Sorry, I retired from sex work online in 2022. So for everybody who's like, what's the timeline? And how long have you been retired? I've been retired from that lifestyle for half a decade now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And like you weren't active, even at the end of OF, you weren't like actively working it like you were in the beginning.
The first year I shot like 200 movies and I just recycled them the entire
yeah.
That's free game for you ladies, by the way.
Yeah, always stack content, guys.
Yeah,
that even
bro.
goes for social media. Like I know they were asking about that. Just stack content.
Yeah.
That's what you can't expect yourself to film all day, every day, throw some in the drafts, make a day of content and you've got a week of content.
Yeah, it's not realistic. And I go through phases. There's phases of like where I shoot every day and I post 3 times a day on each platform. And then there's times where I'll post once a day. I always post once a day on TikTok or, you know, Patreon we always post on, and Snapchat I've got to get better at because that's really a good money maker for me. So I really need to start.
She definitely shows a side of herself on Snapchat that she does not show anywhere else. I'm going to preface this. If you want to see the most unhinged version of Bunnie, go to Snapchat.
It's those filters, man.
It just makes you act
I feel
up.
like it's not me and nobody can see it's me.
Like mascots, you know, like when mascots like are like super like vibrant in their costumes, but then they're like the quiet person. That is you with your filters.
Don't give me one of those hilarious filters, man. The ugly face filters are my favorite.
We're driving down the road the other day and she's like, I'm literally trying to pay attention to the highway and she's like, look at me. And it's like the most ugly faces you can make.
Dude, it's my favorite. I love it so much. But yeah, to answer your question, B. Lawson, it's our job. It's my job, and my job is to make you guys smile, and that's what I really try to do. That's why when I get sucked into unnecessary drama, I'm like, bro, I'm not here for the drama. I am here to have fun, to make people laugh, to make people feel good. That's my way of giving back. My husband, goes to these jails and that's his way of giving back. My way of giving back is to you guys in the world of just being able to sit here, make you laugh. If I can and keep you engaged in a podcast for an hour and a half, and you listen to that and you forget about everything else that's going on in your life, that's what the I'm here for. Yep. If these Ask Tell Confesses teach you something and make you laugh and gross you out all at the same time, that's what I'm here for, so that I guess I don't think of it as work. It is work, but I don't think it's my job. It's my job to make you smile, and that's what I'm here to do. So
I love that. That's such a great way to put that.
Yeah, that's how we feel, man.
Gina, she wants advice on how did you go from like a more masculine energy to a more feminine energy? And this is something we barely touched on the other day of like you have a masculine energy and then you have your feminine energy. And I actually just talked about this with Jason the other day. Is like, I don't feel like I ever leaned into my feminine energy. I always feel like I'm on the more masculine side of it versus like Haley, for instance. Haley is the most like feminine energy I have met in my entire life. And that's why her and I vibe so well. She's the yin to my yang.
Well, first of all, Haley's not in her feminine energy. Haley is in her damsel in distress energy.
There you go.
Yeah, she is definitely a damsel in distress. She's a ding dong, and we love her for it, and it is what it is. But that's
tell them what every single morning on tour looks like for you.
For her? Oh, when she just walks out, she just like.
Or what does
she
she?
Matcha?
She calls you.
And she calls me every morning. Hey, where do I go?
Yeah.
Just step outside the bus.
Yeah.
And look to your right. She's like, okay, then what? I've stayed on the phone and walked her from the bus to a green room before.
Yeah.
That is the most damsel in distress, Haley.
Yeah.
When he was like, she calls me, he goes, I actually enjoy and wait for that phone call because it is the same thing every morning. Hey, where do I go?
Yeah. Haley is damsel in distress. But to answer your question, I don't know if it's something that you can teach yourself, except for it's a lot of like healing. You have to heal trauma wounds. You have to heal, parts of you that are willing to let your guard down. And you have to be around people who make you feel safe. And you can't, you're never going to heal in environments that made you sick.
That's what's making you masculine is your need of fight and flight. And it may not be masculine, but it could just be fight and flight.
So when we say masculine energy, when I say masculine energy, it's me being like, I'm very aggressive. I'm the boss. I have to have what I say goes. you're not gonna, just that, how males are, where they're just very driven to lead. And sometimes it's okay for us women to not want to lead. Like, I don't want to lead in our household. I want my husband to tell me what the we're doing. That turns me on, Not everybody's like that. But, it's also, all it boils down to is feeling safe. Whoever you're feeling safe around, like your friend group, you have to feel safe and vulnerable around your friend group. I don't want to hang out with people who don't make me feel safe. Consider some of the most successful brands like Aloe Yoga, Allbirds, and Skims. You likely recognize them for their standout products, innovative branding, and powerful marketing strategies. But what often goes unnoticed is the engine driving their success. The business infrastructure behind the scenes. What truly sets these brands apart isn't just their products, it's the seamless systems, tools, and technology that make selling more efficient. Take Shopify, for example. As the invisible backbone for millions of businesses, it enables entrepreneurs and established brands to streamline operations, process payments, manage inventory, and enhance the customer experience. Without this kind of infrastructure, scaling rapidly and delivering the seamless shopping experience consumers expect today would be nearly impossible. Success isn't just about the product, it's about the systems that make selling effortless. Nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not so secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/bunnie, BUNNIE. All lowercase, go to shopify.com/bunnie to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/bunnie. Like that situation that just happened online the other day, and I cut that person off. That did not make me feel safe. You are looking for a reason to fucking hate on me, So it's like, you have to be around people who make you feel safe. A man who makes you feel soft. You want a man. It took a long time for me to be able to look at Jay and be like, okay, I trust you to lead me. And you're not that's not gonna happen overnight. It's a process, and it was a battle. It finally got to a point where Jay was like, are you gonna let me lead this relationship, or are you gonna fight me every step of the way? And I was just like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Let me be your partner and not somebody who is working against you, because who wants to be in the same household with somebody they don't feel like they're on a team with either, So, I mean, it's just lots of steps. I would start, figuring out what is something that triggers you to put a wall up.
Yeah, you helped me tremendously in the fact that I've always thought in my traumas is that I have to do it myself because no one else can. And I reference that towards picking up heavy things, or I'm not going to, a long time ago, I would never ask a man to pick up something heavy. I would always. And
Me too.
Even last night,
hyper independence is a trauma response.
Yeah, last night I'm carrying my purse, my backpack, the camera bag, and my water, and my 2 cell phones, and a case of water, right? And Jaime comes running down the hallway. He's like, give me the water.
Yeah, what are you doing?
That's so mean to just be like, not gonna ask for help.
Yeah. There was 3 of us there. We're like, Mimi, what are you doing, Brutisa?
And that's what I'm working on, is letting it be okay that there is someone stronger than me in the room, that it is okay for someone else to do those things, because it's so often that I'm just I can't let a man do that.
Yeah.
Because I can do that.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Hyper independence is a trauma response, and that comes from something that happened to us when we were younger, because I was the same way for the longest time. I still am that way, but now I've learned to kind of delegate things, and kind of just be like, all right, you do this, we'll do this together, just teamwork makes the dream work. And I don't know, I feel like life is so much better in soft girl era than it is in that era where I had to I don't know, I just felt like I couldn't trust anybody, and it was me against the world. And granted, I'm very weary of people, but my little bubble, I try to be as soft as possible with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Were you ever in and I know you fluctuate, Did you ever have a time of your life where you were very, very tomboy? Or I feel like, have you always been like feminine-ish in like appearance and stuff? Because I remember I went through a long period of tomboy.
Well, I mean, I have always been a sexy tomboy. Like I've learned to like kind of master the art of both. Like I would wear, sneakers, boxers rolled down, and t-shirts to school. Like that's just how I was. And I played sports, and that was my thing. But I always managed to keep an essence of femininity to it, which I don't know why.
Yeah, I never did. I got called a boy so many times.
Aw.
Shaved my head. But like that was just me going into that more masculine era of my life. And it wasn't until I met my best friend at the time, and she was the Haley. Like when I know I vibe with Haley so well because she reminds me of my childhood best friend, in which they are so feminine. Yeah. Like the multiple perfumes, the lotions, and like
the spray tan.
The mix and the spray tan. Like she was a spray tan addict. I never spray tan with her, but like she was a spray tan addict. She's a spray tan addict. It's so funny for me to see so many similarities, but she's the reason why I made that change in life, because I saw that it was okay to be feminine. I don't know why I felt the need to always wear. I probably went like 3 years only wearing skater oversized shirts and hoodies with jeans. Like so many people were like, boy, like they would call me a boy. They called me Mitchell for the longest time. My cousins all called me Mitchell because I was so manly in that sense. And it wasn't until I met my best friend, and she was like, it's okay to like put on makeup and like do your hair. You know that, right? And I was like, no.
Susan maybe didn't teach you that?
No, my mom wouldn't leave the house without makeup.
Really?
To this day, my mom does not leave the house without makeup. My mom doesn't go into a grocery store without freshening her lipstick. Yeah. Like she won't let her grays show. She is very feminine, so I don't know where that aspect of me wanting to fall so hardly into this like very manly.
Huh. I don't know.
Look, and if you saw pictures of me when I like shaved my head, you'd be like, what in the that is
I would love to see the shape of that dome with no hair on it.
It's a good dome.
It's a good dome?
Yeah, it's good.
I could never.
Didn't have no lumpies.
Oh,
anything like that. I mean,
I'm domungous. There's no way. My head's way too big.
I didn't go bald though.
Oh, okay.
I went like maybe a 4 guard. So like that.
I mean, that's still short.
Hair. Oh yeah, no, you can see my scalp. Like it was still short for sure.
That's crazy.
But that was what era would that have been where they would like do a middle part and they would like gel it down and put a clip?
Oh God, you were one of those. Okay, I remember. That was probably like maybe like,
and I'd wear like Dickies button ups.
Early 2000.
Oh, for sure, it had to have been. Yeah,
late 99. I don't know, like around that era.
I loved like, and they would like all of like Drew Barrymore. Shaved her head to that point. Like that was my inspiration, was that short, spiky, gelled look. But I didn't get the feminine side of it. Like you said, you went feminine. I did not.
Even as a little girl, I admired like the hot villains. So like Superman 2, I loved the villain in that, and I used to try to like imitate her walk. And like with She-Ra, I loved Catra, because she was the villain, and like I've always been in.
So it's like a feminine masculinity. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like bitches who could hold their own. I was always attracted to that, even as a child. So I don't know. That's just always how I was. So I always wanted to be just a bitch who could hold her own.
And look at you now.
Look at me now, just a bitch who can hold her own. I'm just kidding.
Let's end this.
All right, guys. I gotta go. It's 9 o'clock at night. You have kept me here all day.
I really have.
I've
been
worked
here since the crack of dawn.
All right. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.